I'm Patu, along with my co-host Gengar, and we're here to welcome you to a month of creepypastas, scary stories, and the history of the darkest parts of Pokemon. Now, Gengar, he knows everything you need to know about being scary. And myself, I've gone through the history of it, and now, this year, I plan to bring you even longer for a full month of journeys, and I can't wait to start about one of my favorite topics. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Well, here we are, October. Happy Halloween. Kind of, at least. With 30 days left, I plan to bring you through a spooky Pokemon month kind of thing. And today, me and Gengar, which you've seen earlier, wants to start out with a bang and something very close to my heart. And that is creepypastas. For those who don't know, creepypastas are horror-related legends that have been shared around the internet. Creepypastas has since become a catch-all term for any horror content posted onto the internet. These internet entries are often brief, user-generated paranormal stories intended to scare readers. And back around 2013, creepypastas were everywhere, and as a child, I was so deeply enveloped into this creepypasta culture that some of the creepypastas I enjoyed the most were actually Pokemon related, being a weird little Pokemon kid as a child. And if you were here last year, you might actually remember my narration of one of the popular Pokemon creepypastas, Lost Silver. However, that was just the top of the iceberg, wink wink, of Pokemon creepypasta culture. So today, my fellow Pokemaniacs, we take a look at the dark side of the Pokemon world, and we take a look at the history of Pokemon creepypastas. Also, right before I begin with the top creepypastas that I have been made or I've heard, I want to state that in the creepypastas category, there's actually a big wiki category just for alphabetical order Pokemon creepypastas, and if we'll go through the popular or not as popular ones, and I'll actually leave a link below for it if you want to check it out. I remember checking it out as a kid and actually narrating some on YouTube that long since been deleted, so don't go looking for it. But without further ado, let's go to the most known creepypasta of them all. The Lavender Town Syndrome, also known as Lavender Town Tone or Lavender Town, was a peak in illnesses of children between the ages of 7 through 12, shortly after the release of Pokemon Red and Green in Japan, back in February 27th, 1996. And rumors say that these illnesses only occurred after the children playing the game reached Lavender Town, whose theme music had extremely high frequencies, and that studies show that only children and young teens can hear, since their ears are so much more sensitive than the actual, grown human. But due to the Lavender Town tone, at least 200 children supposedly and many more developed illnesses and afflictions. Those who did not act irrationally complained of severe headaches after listening to the Lavender Town theme. And I actually want to show you the theme. Not the actual one, but the normal one that you usually hear through actual games. And like I said, this is a creepypasta. It's not a true story. I know some more popular YouTubers have said that it's real, quote unquote, to get some clickbaiting from younger users and viewers. but it is untrue. It is not a actual thing where kids died. Pokemon would not be in like a famous motive. And I feel like it's pretty obvious, but I just want to state that just in case for younger viewers. And without further ado, let's show you that original, or not original. Oh, I don't want you guys dying, quote unquote, but let's show you this show. And now that you know the theme song of Lavender Town, let's move on to another song. However, the musical themes of Pokemon creepypastas isn't the end with just music. At least not from a town. We have some Pokemon that have been known and popularized with the music behind its creepy stories. And with that, let's move on to Hypno's Lullaby, also known as Hypno's Song, is a creepypasta song based on Hypno from the popular Pokemon franchise. The creepypasta tells of Hypno that hypnotized children and took them away, presumably killing them. The song was written to follow the story afterwards, performed by an anonymous singer with slightly different lyrics than the ones that appeared in the story. The music accompanying the lyrics is the Lavender Town theme for Pokemon Red and Green, which also has its own creepy story that I said from B earlier. And if you can't tell, most of these summaries I'm reading off are the wikis, but yes, Hypno's Lullaby, honestly this was the first creepypasta Pokemon-wise, which actually frightened me. I remember listening to it a lot when I was younger, with the simple lyrics and no actual story behind it. It did actually frighten me, but then again it came out when I was like, God, 10, 11, something around there. I have memories of sitting at late nights and with friends. Nothing beats the nostalgia I have for this creepy song. Let's take a listen, shall we?
Come, little children, come with me. Safe and happy you will be. Away from home, now let us run. With Hypno you'll have so much fun. Oh, little children, please don't cry. Hypno wouldn't hurt to fly. Be free to frolic, free to play. Come with me to my cave to stay. Oh, little children, please don't squirm. These ropes I know will hold you firm. Now look to me, the pendant calls. Back and forth your eyelids fall. Oh, little children, you cannot leave. For you, your families will grieve. Mine's unraveling at the seams, allowing me to haunt their dreams. Do not wail and do not weep. It's time for you to go to sleep. Little children, you were not clever. Now you'll stay with me forever.
As well as that original theme song though, this song is also supported with the gameplay from Fire Red and Leaf Green, where after visiting one of the numbered islands, you meet a dad looking for his daughter, and after exploring Berry Forest, you find her being frightened by Hypno. But a little tad that will be shown in another video later this month. In that same Pokédex, his entry reads, "It carries a pendulum-like device. There was once an incident in which it took a child away hypnotized." Next on this list, I want to combine two creepypastas into one little topic, and that's of haunted gaming. Cue the Mutahar intro. Or don't. I don't think I can legally use that. But these two topics are what I want to talk about. Now, I've read through Lost Silver on this channel already. However, I'll give you a quick summary. Pokemon Lost Silver is a creepypasta story about a disturbing, haunted Game Boy Color cartridge for the game Pokemon Silver. This story unfolds with your character changing, your Cyndaquil dying, and a bunch of unfortunate events occurring. It's a good story and I highly recommend a reading. But now I want to go over a fresher story to my viewers, and that being... Now, I remember Strangled Red slightly from my childhood, but it was never a huge part of it. However, I want to talk about and share my opinions. Pokemon Strangled Red is a creepypasta based off of the video games. The unnamed narrator plays a hacked version of a classic game, Pokemon Red. And since he's assuming it's a he, as gender is not given, never played this particular game before. He takes it home before realizing the game is hacked. Furthermore, he can't continue the game from where the previous player left off. Whenever he hits the continue button, he just gets a message. No. Frustrated, the narrator starts a new game. But to his surprise, he likes most of the alterations made to the game. Instead of playing as a silent protagonist who could be anybody, he plays as a fleshed out character, Steve, with his Charmander, Mickey, his brother Mike, as a rival, and a realistic relationship and dialogue with various NPC characters, and a cool sprite to boot. And from context clues, the narrator is able to infer the hack game takes place a year before the actual Pokemon Red and Blue games. As the game goes on, Mickey proves to be a powerhouse. She handles type disadvantages extremely well, and evolves earlier than is typical for members of her species. And Steven gains an actual reputation from his wins, with NPCs he's never met before eventually recognize him. And to top it all off, Steven beats Mike in the championship battle of the Pokemon League in a way that the narrator prefers to the Pokemon Red and Blue way. After the match, Mike persuades Steven into trading Mickey to him, so the two of them can complete their Pokédex. But the trade is interrupted by a loud snap. The game actually freezes. The narrator starts the game and finds that he is resuming play from a year, in game time at least, after the previous scene. Steven is visiting the grave of Mickey, who is implied to have died as a result of the failed trade. He appears to have completely given up on everything he achieved due to his grief, which doesn't seem to have gotten any better, and the narrator draws some chilling conclusions about why some things in the vanilla Pokemon Red and Blue are the way they are. After a time, wandering around aimlessly, wondering what he was supposed to be doing, the narrator does eventually find a path forward. Steven does know one way to bring Mickey back and goes for it, but he ultimately pays a terrible price. This story is so similar to Lost Silver, but it keeps part of it so unique and different that I'm surprised I wasn't as into the story as I was into a child. I don't think I really heard of it as often or heard creepypasta narrations of it as much, but that's okay. The two stories are so good, and like either way, could have had a good childhood. But now there's so many other creepypastas from Pokemon, such as The Profession of Evolution, Creepy Black, and Blue's Tears. Like I said, I highly recommend reading some of these stories. While creepypastas may not be a major part of internet popularity at the moment, it's still such a fascinating part of history. And once in a while, I still go to it and take a look at what just scared me as a childhood. Thank you guys for watching, and let's catch up with me in the future, along with Gengar. That wasn't too bad, was it? Alright guys, I appreciate the love and support that I have gotten for the last little bit. I do plan on bringing some more content this October. The lights will always remain off, gotta stay spooky, along with my best friend. But yeah, next episode, next week, we will either be doing Plushies Top 10, or I'll have a special unboxing, ghost type unboxing at least, for a very, very spooky week. And until then, guys, I hope y'all enjoy, and I will see y'all next time. Adios. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Patu, and we are here on the final Saturday of October, and that means just 2 more days into Halloween. But we got this final video before the special Halloween ending, and we are joined with our co-host, rocking his new little Shrek hat, and of course, our new little co-host, Hisuian Zorua. Say hi. Awesome. But today, guys, we're going to be going my favorite, most anticipated video I've had planned for this month, and that is the Creepy Pokemon Iceberg. Creepy Pokemon Iceberg is going to be so much fun to get through. This is part 1 of the part 2 special. Part 2 will be coming out on Halloween, obviously, like I have stated, and I am so excited for y'all to watch. Just a quick little thing. I think I cover it again later in the video, but Iceberg goes from the mainstream, everybody knows at the very tippy top, but as you get lower through the iceberg, you start to see very, very different things that you wouldn't see anywhere else. And this time, it's creepy stuff. So, without further ado, turn the lights down and let's get into it. Entering the second floor of a certain building in Lumio City will cause the music to stop and the lights to flash, followed by a ghostly girl materializing behind the player and gliding towards the bottom of the screen in a frozen walking animation. She will then mutter, "No, you're not the one," before floating off screen and disappearing completely. Creepypastas are horror-related legends that have been shared around the internet. Creepypasta has since become a catch-all term for any horror content posted onto the internet. These internet entries are often brief, user-generated paranormal stories intended to scare readers. These certain tales are Pokemon-related, and more will continue to have specific stories through this iceberg. The ghost of a Marowak haunts the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. This ghost is the mother of Cubone. You fight her in red, blue, yellow, fire red, leaf green, and most recently in the 2 Let's Go games. The Lavender Town Syndrome, also known as a Lavender Town Tone or Lavender Town Suicides, was a peak in suicides and illnesses of children between the ages of 7 and 12 shortly after release of Pokemon Red and Green in Japan, back in February 27th, 1996. Rumors say that these suicides and illnesses only occurred after the children playing the game reached Lavender Town, whose music had extremely high frequencies. That study shows that only children and young teens can hear, since their ears are more sensitive. Obviously, these aren't true. If they were Pokemon, definitely wouldn't be around. But it's interesting that some people, including me, at the age, believe this was real. It was terrifying, and one of the most popular stories known. Residence of my co-host, Gengar. Let's take a listen, shall we? Missing No, short for missing number, and sometimes spelled without the period, is an unofficial Pokemon species found in the video games Pokemon Red and Blue. Due to the programming of certain in-game events, player can encounter Missing No via a glitch. It is noted as one of the most famous video glitches of all time. This glitch does a lot more than just a weird sprite, and I recommend looking at some of the weird glitch videos, not going over Missing No itself, but looking at some good creepypastas. But with that, how about we move lower down? The Great Pokemon War, or the Kanto War, is a supposed war that took place years prior to the events in Pokemon Red and Blue. The reason as to why the war was started are unknown. What is known, however, is that Lieutenant Surge, the gym leader of Vermilion City, was most likely a soldier in this war. When you first encounter Surge in Vermilion City, he rambles on about how an electric-type Pokemon saved his butt during the war. But he never goes into any detail as to what the war was. He is also depicted. I can't believe I just messed that up.
Pokemon are only weak to ground types, so I'm gonna go over to my Sandslash, one and only ground type
everything
Pokemon.
now. Was a surgeon sometimes.
Voltorb is really fast. It knows Screech to lower your defense. Also Tackle and Sonic Boom. But
why Blue supposedly.
Yeah, it's really not much of a match for any ground type Pokemon. If you don't have something like a Sandslash, go catch a Diglett in a Diglett's cage. You can pretty much single.
Gengar and Clefable have, through trademarking and beta art, been proven to have some of the earliest Pokemon made. Coincidentally, they are also some of the first Pokemon when you list the original 151 by index number, with Gengar appearing shortly after Clefable. Also, Clefairy was originally going to be the mascot of Pokemon instead of Pikachu, so it's going to be a very important Pokemon. This theory states that the Gengar that you usually see are actually the shadows of Clefable, with how similar they look in design. This is about creepy Pokédex entries, some of which I've actually done a video about earlier this month if you're interested. Some of which are about Cacturne, Haunter, and more terrifyingly meaty descriptions of our beloved pocket monsters. For example, Yamask, the wandering spirit Pokemon. Each of them carries a mask that's used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes I look at it and cry. The Ruins of Alph is a historical place located in Johto region, in the southwest of Violet City, with entrances to the south of Johto, Route 36, and west of Johto, Route 32. It is a famed place for archaeologists who are researching the ruins to discover the mystery of the mysterious Pokemon called Unknown. The ruins are filled with unknown. Once any of the 4 side puzzles inside have been activated, this place itself isn't too frightening. However, the music, now that's a different story. Here's a snippet. Often referred to it as its code, the Berryman script, the buried alive model was to be found on the final story of the Pokemon Tower. It is now what replaced the Marowak Ghost. According to the scripts assigned to it, the buried alive model was intended to be the boss of the tower. A battle will initiate where the buried alive trainer class will battle you. The battle is impossible to win. Once losing, a death screen pops up and it says, "Finally, raw meat." With the game over, it will show buried alive dragging Red down into its hole. I love this story, and it was something to up the creepypasta level to Lavender Town. Not that it needed one. With that comes an end to the tip of the iceberg. Now, let's descend lower. Pokemon, such as Yamask, are actually people who had turned into Pokemon. That means that once dead, or possibly not, their spirits kind of get reborn into the Pokemon. This is similar to the belief that our spirits can turn into animals as well as after a human life. Some other Pokemon that can be used are humans are like Spiritomb, Ghastly, and Phantump. In the original Red and Blue, when you encounter your rival in Lavender Town, you ask whether or not you let one of your Pokemon die. At this point in the game, he no longer has Eradicate that he used in the previous battle. Your rival, before this took place aboard the SS Anne, your rival's Eradicate sustained serious injuries from the battle, but because of crowd and confusion of the luxury liner, he was unable to make it to a Pokemon Center in time, and his Eradicate passed away. The real reason your rival now returned to town is to begin to lay his deceased friend to rest. Despite all that, your rival never outwardly tells you you're responsible for the death of his Pokemon. He hides his grief, and instead of channeling that energy into the motivation he needs to continue his quest to become the Indigo League champion. The death of his Eradicate effectively destroys your rival's impish childhood innocence. Anne's room is a room in the Pokemon League Plasma Castle. It's that of a child, and has eerie music to go along with it. And is personally my favorite rival, but man, that's creepy. And it's actually the main theme of this year's Halloween event.
Come, little children, come with me. Safe and happy you will be. Away from home, now let us run. With Hypno you'll have so much fun. Oh, little children, please don't cry. Hypno wouldn't hurt to fly. Be free to frolic, free to play. Come with me to my cave to stay. Oh, little children, please don't squirm. These ropes I know will hold you firm. Now look to me, the pendant calls. Back and forth your eyelids fall. Oh, little children, you cannot leave. For you, your families will grieve. Mine's unraveling at the seams, allowing me to haunt their dreams. Do not wail and do not weep. It's time for you to go to sleep. Little children, you were not clever. Now you'll stay with me forever.
Pokemon Creepy Black is a very strange Pokemon hack based on the original Pokemon Fire Red. Unlike your everyday Pokemon hack, this one revolves around the creepypasta of the Pokemon game. The game hides itself as an original Pokemon Fire Red version, but has some weird instances that will freak you out. For example, upon starting the game, you will see a Ghost-type Pokemon that will suddenly appear in your party. When using Ghost Pokemon, there can only be one move: Curse. Using this move is very creepy, and it literally kills the opponent Pokemon. Prepare to sense and feel the mysterious presence of darkness and death in this creepypasta video game. Bad Egg in Generation 3 is a phenomenon represented in Generation 3 to Generation 4 Pokemon games and in Pokemon Home that result from a corruption of Pokemon data so that the checksum does not match up with the data's calculation. In Generation 5, sometimes bad eggs can hatch into ... or another bad egg. I know that it isn't the scariest part of this layer, but we're moving on to the middle. And let's start that out with something a bit creepier. Creepypasta based off of the video game. The unnamed narrator plays a hacked version of a classic game, Pokemon Red. And since he's assuming it's a he, as gender is not given, never played this particular game before. He takes it home before realizing the game is hacked. Furthermore, he can't continue the game from where the previous player left off. Whenever he hits the continue button, he just gets a message: no. Frustrated, the narrator starts a new game, but to his surprise, he likes most of the alterations made to the game. Instead of playing as a silent protagonist who could be anybody, he plays as a fleshed out character, Steve, with his Charmander, Mickey, his brother Mike, as a rival, and a realistic relationship and dialogue with various NPC characters, and a cool sprite to boot. And from context clues, the narrator is able to infer the hack game takes place a year before the actual Pokemon Red and Blue games. As the game goes on, Mickey proves to be a powerhouse. She handles type disadvantages extremely well, and evolves earlier than is typical for members of her species. And Steven gains an actual reputation from his wins, with NPCs he's never met before eventually recognize him. And to top it all off, Steven beats Mike in the championship battle of the Pokemon League in a way that the narrator prefers to the Pokemon Red and Blue way. After the match, Mike persuades Steven into trading Mickey to him so the two of them can complete their Pokédex. But the trade is interrupted by a loud snap. The game actually freezes. The narrator starts the game and finds that he is resuming play from a year, in game time at least, after the previous scene. Steven is visiting the grave of Mickey, who is implied to have died as a result of the failed trade. He appears to have completely given up on everything he achieved due to his grief, which doesn't seem to have gotten any better, and the narrator draws some chilling conclusions about why some things in the vanilla Pokemon Red and Blue are the way they are. After a time, wandering around aimlessly, wondering what he was supposed to be doing, the narrator does eventually find a path forward. Steven does know one way to bring Mickey back and goes for it, but he ultimately pays a terrible price. Pokemon Lost Silver is a creepypasta story about a disturbing haunted Game Boy cartridge for the Pokemon game Pokemon Silver. After playing the game, you're stuck in a tower with the Runes of Alph music playing. More disturbing things happen until you face off against Red, with your dead Cyndaquil and evil Celebi. I recommend watching my video game video from last year, where I actually narrate the story. In Black and White, she simply appears on a post-game bridge. Talking to her causes her to disappear. An NPC tells you that a young girl used to play in the area with her Abra before the bridge was built. In Black and White 2, she actually continues the story, where most people would have learned about this. However, Black and White 2 took a little bit more searching and NPC conversations to actually meet this ghostly girl. She was a part of my video earlier talking about creepy moments in Pokemon. And if you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend it. And let's move on. The Old Chateau is a haunted mansion and houses many ghosts. Ghost-type Pokemon. The mansion is infested with ghost-type Pokemon, just ghastly from exploration, including a Rotom that haunts the television. The player must trump through the TV to get to Rotom and appear and battle them. From there on, they can try and capture it. Little Girl Ghost. The ghost of a little girl appears in one room. The player cannot interact with her, and after leaving the room, she is nowhere to be found in the entire mansion. Old Man Ghost. The ghost of an old man, possibly a butler, haunts the dining area. He glides across the room and disappears in the kitchen. Glaring Statue. A statue of a Pokemon appears in the main room. It glares at the player if they try to speak to it. Haunted Picture. In an upstairs room, a haunted picture appears. It will close its eyes if the player walks close to it, and upon going to another room, its eyes will follow them. It's highly implied that it is a Gengar, so the player can find Gengar in the room if they have the Generation 3 games on the bottom of the 3DS cartridge. And of course, Rotom haunts the television upstairs. Mimikyu, the disguised Pokemon. Its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw what was under arrest was overwhelmed and by terror and died from the shock. In the Pokemon series, Mew is an ancestor to every known Pokemon, containing information on all other Pokemon and its cell structures, so it's the ability to use all technical and hidden machines. A group of scientists dream of creating the world's greatest Pokemon. Their plan was to clone Mew and amplify the creation's power, resulting in one of the artificial Pokemon, Mewtwo. The theory states that more than just Mewtwo was created. Ditto may have been a result of a failed Mewtwo from the scientist. The color and shiny emphasizes that has a lot of similarities to Mew. Well, it seems we'll have to cut that part here. I'll release the other half on Monday for Halloween, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe for the second part. And with that, let's head over back to me and Gengar, shall we? I told you guys not to film without me. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode. If y'all enjoyed, I will see y'all next time on our very, very special actual day of Halloween special, where we'll cover part 2 of this creepy iceberg and go down even lower. So, from my family to yours, I'll see y'all, and I hope you have a great October. Adios. October 31st. What's up, guys? It's me, Patu, or the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, whichever you prefer, along with Gengar, or Mista, and Zorua, or Mrs. Scoops Ahoy. And we are back with part 2 of the Pokemon Iceberg, and with that, there's not much to say except for Happy Halloween. I hope you guys are having a safe one. This should be out around 4 o'clock, I believe. So if you're just coming back from school, or you've been waiting for this for the whole day, it is here, and I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Ace wanted to say hi too. I don't know if you hear him whining over there, but let's get right into it, shall we? Happy Halloween, everyone. Today ends our 5-video marathon, and we end it with the lower halves to the depth of the ocean. So let's jump back in to this deep, deep iceberg. The Gygus connection comes not only from its visual similarities, but some of its developers may have a connection in helping develop Mewtwo. Ape Inc. developed Mother One and was refunded as Creatures Inc. in 1995. This same subsidiary of Nintendo later helped develop Pokemon games. Creatures Inc. owns 1/3 of the entire franchise of Pokemon, and its president, Tanaka, directly composed the music of Earthbound for Mother 2. For a different theory altogether, Satoshi Tajiri, the person responsible for development of the Pocket Monster franchise, in the first place says the inspiration for developing the franchise came partly from his love of anime. Dragon Ball Z at the time was very popular in Japan, so entirely possible that Satoshi Tajiri watched DBZ and was inspired to make Mewtwo as well. When you go to Big Wave Beach, you will speak to a youngster who mentions about some weird happenings at the trainer school you visited previously. Go there at night, and you'll find a girl with a Drifloon who speaks about the 7 mysteries that are happening in the school. She will give you various pointers to solve them. Scary PA system. Go upstairs, and you'll find out the speaker is broken. Stairs to nowhere. Stairs in the school keep cycling. Interact with notice board to get gasoline. Lord Slimy. At night, a slimy sound is heard. Go upstairs to find it's the janitor's grinder. Scary lights. Go to the incinerator in the northeast to find a lass burning things. Curse diary. Go to the diary on the shelf to be attacked by a Drifloon. Ghost class. Go upstairs to find a class of children, but it turns out to be a hypno hallucination. Everything seems to lead back to hypno, or so it seems. After finding those 6, the girl will say she can't help with the 7th, but know about how she moves to Alola and didn't know English, and now wants to protect the school. You receive some wine glasses, but you get interrupted by a security guard, and after talking to him, the girl disappears. Noted that the security guard did not see her and never saw her to begin with. Drifloon's Pokédex entry says, stories go that it grabs the hand of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children, funnily enough. Sableye is based on the Hopkinsville Goblin, a creature from a legend alien encounter in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. The Hopkinsville Goblin was described as a roughly child size, with huge heads and powerful clawful arms on relatively stunted bodies, fan-like ears and massive, brightly shining red eyes. Bullets fired at the creature and were said to bounce off of his gleaming metallic skin, and their claws sliced easily through the home's metal roofing. They had their arms up as they walked, as though wading through water, and constantly swayed their hips. This references the Heart Gold and Soul Silver fight between the protagonists, you, and Giovanni. Radio Tower Leader puts this in good words, so I'm gonna let him read this from the Zamino and link to everything below. In game's canon, Giovanni disbands Team Rocket and abandons his only son, Silver. He leaves the gym, the league, and any position of authority behind. He has nothing but his Pokemon. He goes off to train in solitude, with no one but his Pokemon as companions, much like Red presumably had. Even if he did go back to Kanto, he'd have nothing, besides prison if we think realistically. So, he's training a place full of wild Pokemon that his are weak to. He lives alone for 3 years, most likely taking minimal contact with other humans so he can gather supplies and traveling frequently. Then he meets this kid who says nothing and travels with Celebi floating behind him. They battle, and despite 3 years of training, he loses to this kid. So he leaves the cave. But then what? There's a noise heard. Something like static. It obviously holds some meaning. The theory states that he jumps into the waterfall and takes his life. However, he's later seen at the Pokemon World Tournament, showing that he's definitely not dead. The noise is heard inside and sounds like the radio static. This theory is similar to the Giovanni one, where after defeating Red takes his life. The main reason people believe this is for his random disappearance on the mountain after the fight. The reason this is lower than Giovanni is because I believe this one's more unbelieved as the other one, and more just simply disappeared after his loss, maybe returning home. He is also battleable in Black and White. I don't know where I got Diamond and Pearl from. Black and White too, as well as Sun and Moon. E is a creepypasta about a shiny Eevee that, when trying to evolve into Espeon and being cancelled every time, begins to corrupt. The corruption leads to becoming more and more evil. This leads not only to feigning, but killing other trainers' Pokemon. Before killing the in-game character, the narrator used his final words uttering, "You should have let me evolve." A similar retelling to Lost Silver, this story sees Gold travel through Mount Silver. However, due to extreme cold, he's caught in a struggle. Him and his Pokemon begin to freeze. Frostbite ensues, and his Pokemon die off, one by one. After his Pokemon, except for Typhlosion, are killed, a Celebi attacks, harming the player. He awoke in a cave. He begins to continue his descent into freezing. He then runs into a frozen Red, who challenges to a battle. His Pokemon, just like yours, are deceased. Once defeating Red, Destiny Bond is used, thus ending the game. A Pikachu named Jessica is a narrator's favorite from her beloved Pokemon Yellow. However, when not paying attention, her friend evolved her into a Raichu after she had been transferred to Pokemon Crystal. This saddens the narrator. However, after moving Jessica back to Yellow, she still treats her as her favorite. After destroying her Yellow copy in a fit of rage, although the reader was saddened, she continues to carry on with their life, got a girlfriend, and continued to play Pokemon as the years advanced. After getting Black and White and playing it, they transferred a Yellow Forest Pikachu, who named itself Jessica. Jessica refused to evolve in Black and White, stating, "Remember me." The Pikachu would then begin to terrorize the player, citing memories as well as developing into an angry, vengeful spirit. Until finally the reader apologizes, and the Pikachu forgives. In the end, Jessica the Raichu is added into Pokemon Black and White, a decade of anger. Forgiven.
I felt gutted and a little sad that some of my past had died.
Pikachu who goes insane.
To relive some nostalgic moments, I traded my team back to Yellow and began to fight some Pokemon with my team, my love for it being back. Although Jessica wasn't following me around anymore,
the sky is bloody red.
I still treat her like the Pikachu I always had.
In the end,
I even spoke to my game a few times, and once or twice thought she responded to me. If I felt happy, the Raichu's cry wasn't normal and tough. And if it felt sad, it felt slowed down and a little saddened. It might have just been me, but oh well.
After clicking one of the options, the last text
when Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire came out, I was distraught that I couldn't trade Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon to them.
Similar to Jessica.
I felt incredibly sad and put down my Pokemon Yellow to pick up a copy of Pokemon Ruby.
This is just as stated. A death and injury tracker has shown how many were done by playing and involving Pokemon Go. It's in the links if you want to check it out. It's not too crazy or too scary, but I thought it's kind of weird.
2008 on the topic.
Glitch City can be
I don't know if it's
accessed
one of
by
those things that
executing a
everybody
series
knows
of
about
steps
and
that
nobody
can
like makes
can't
videos on
enter
anymore,
Safari
or
Zone.
people just kind of forgot. What you have to do
the player
is to step
should
out,
enter
go
Safari
back
Zone.
inside.
Then immediately after
He's gonna
entering,
ask you to leave.
attempt
You're
to
gonna
leave the
say
Safari
no.
Zone.
Then you save the
When
game.
the attendant
and you
asks if you
reset.
want to
And
leave
then
this
you'll see what
early,
happens.
the
Alright,
player should
reset
answer
the
no
game. We're
and
saying
re-enter
now when we
the
go
Safari
inside,
Zone.
you should think you
Rather
should
than
get
actually
confused
leave,
basically and think
the
we're entering
game
for the
should be
first time.
saved and reset.
But we're not.
When the player
So we
now
are
attempts
not
to
going to
leave
enter
the
the
Safari
Safari
Zone
Zone.
again,
But what's
the
happening,
attendant will
I'm
instead
pretty
ask
sure
if
what's
the player would
happening,
like to
is
join
the
the
game
Safari Zone.
thinks we're in the Safari
To
Zone.
which
So when
the
you go to the
player
Safari
should
Zone,
answer
and I
no
think every
and
single
leave to the
Pokemon
south
game,
exit.
you have like a step
After
counter.
taking
Now you
500
can't see the
steps
step
at
counter,
any location
at least
other
right
than
now we
Safari
can't.
Zone,
And once that
Safari
step
Zone
counter
PA will
runs
ring,
out,
and
then
the
we'll be
player
transported
will be
back
warped
to
into Safari Zone
back
gate.
to the Safari Zone, back to the
By
game.
leaving the gate
Now,
through the south
since
exit,
we're messing the
player
game up, the
will
game's
enter
supposed to think we're in the
Glitch
Safari Zone.
City.
Obviously, we're not, as the step.
When it finds humans or Pokemon it dislikes, it freezes them and takes them to its chilly den, where they become decorations. Reimagined 101 is an artist who recreates 101 Pokemon as their most disturbing ways they could. Many spooky Pokemon thumbnails you see that you're using as art. It's creepy to say. To end this iceberg, I want to show you a few of my favorites and link his account if you're interested in looking some more art. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the last few weeks of Halloween themed videos. If you enjoyed, a like and comment would be greatly appreciated. And I hope you guys have a great Halloween. Let's go back to my other self, but thank you guys. Like I said, I really do appreciate everybody who's been stopping by. People like Isaiah who comments all the time. I see it and I appreciate it and it's awesome. Thank you guys. Oh, let's get this off. Oh my gosh. that is very hard to see out of. No, actually, it's okay, but it's very tight the way that I sewed it. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. It's been a very fun month. Many episodes were uploaded this week, and hopefully I continue this trend. I know I will take a break for like one of the weeks in the next few weeks because it's gonna be my birthday. I'm gonna be out of town, so stay with me. I will upload more. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a safe Halloween. Like I said, get some candy, whatever you want to do, party, just don't too much. And I think that is it, guys. Stay safe. Everybody, what's up? It's Nipa2, and welcome to another episode featuring my girlfriend.
Hi, I'm Andy Pantycause.
She is Andy Pantycause, and today we're here for another special Halloween episode. Before we do anything with this guy, we got Pokemon of the Day. Shove it. We recently got the Build-A-Bear of Mimikyu, which before we do any of this stuff, I'm actually going to show off us making it because I got the clips from it, and then we'll come right back and do the extra review. And we are back, and we have ourselves Casper the Mimikyu, a very beautiful plush. I think you're better at reviewing the Build-A-Bears. Do you want to try to take it from here and I'll add some?
I mean, sure. I don't see why not. I would say that this is one of the better Build-A-Bears that they have. Once again, I'm kind of like shooting myself in the foot because I did say in the last Build-A-Bear review that I did on this channel, I did say that they did the little Build-A-Bear feet so you can have the little Build-A-Bear stuff, and then they came out with this one. And it's no longer this. It has no feet. I also realized that there's Sobble too, who also can't have his...
Is it not on his foot? Where is it?
I mean, he has his feet, but like, they're little Sobble feet.
Oh, little Sobble.
Little Sobble feet. He's gross.
So we got it on his ghost flap on this one.
Yeah, so... It's on his little ghost flap, the little logo. Get a little close.
Yeah,
a little closer.
I do like the black Build-A-Bear logo, though.
I do, too. I think it's really cute. One thing I did notice, so the seam is right back here, and they added elastic. So you can either have your droopy tail Mimikyu, or attach the tail to the back.
My one thing that I'm not really a fan of is I feel like it would have been a lot easier if they also had the elastic right here on this side, so it just sticks to it a lot easier. Because I noticed whenever we had first gotten it, it kept on kind of like coming off by itself.
I mean, it's going to do that no matter what.
Yeah, but I feel like if it had more elastic on that side, it would have just stayed on easier.
Yeah. But I think that's also for the aesthetic of it, is have it in one spot and then just have the fabric that
Yeah, I guess
sticks
that's
to it.
valid.
But This guy's really, really cute. I really like his details. We have seen a Mimikyu that has one of these little spotches, like, not there, like the fill-in part, which was really interesting. But the embroidery on this, I think, is, like, pretty accurate to Mimikyu. Like,
I honestly think it might be one of the better Mimikyu plushes.
yeah, I mean, you've got
my bootleg.
your bootleg.
Oh no.
Oh, it was Mr. Mime.
Nobody cares about Mr. Mime. It's okay.
This one, he is kind of fat. I see what you were saying in your
Yeah.
video. You know, I think the one thing that would have, like, made this plush, like, oh, I guess it does have it. I never realized it. It also has the one big, one small eye, too. I think it's just harder to see it on this one.
Another thing that I kind of like more on this than on this, is that the stitching, it's like embroidered on the eyes, whereas this one right here, it's actually like printed on there. I feel like the printing, even though this one's more professional looking, I feel like the printing on like these kind of like plushes, it just looks more like how it actually would, where right here isn't embroidered, but the actual eyes that the body has for the actual Mimikyu is. I feel like that kind of fits more with the plush, and just kind of seems more like a Mimikyu plush, perfection-wise. But, I mean, it's nothing negative about this guy. I really like this Build-A-Bear.
See, I think my perfect one would not have the embroidery, would not have the printing, just have, like, the embroidery. So, like not this, but, like, the thick embroidery thread. You know what I mean? Put that guy back there. But yeah, this guy is gorgeous. You can see his little actual face down there. And he's got his little bow tie to.
We couldn't get the bow tie. It was sold out.
Bow tie nor the top hat.
Yeah.
It was completely sold out, and then a week later we went to another Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, we went to another one after like a Haichu exhibit, and they didn't have
it there either. So, but it's okay. I really like the spooky bow. It's really cute.
You weren't sold on it at first, and then I feel like after a little bit you were like, oh yeah, we gotta get this one for the bow.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a bow tie. Another complaint that we have, I don't know if it shows in the videos because I haven't looked at the clips in a little bit, is that whenever we filled it, we kind of wanted to make it transparent to the person that we were having it like done by, that we wanted a little bit of stuffing not in there, just so that we could have, it go like that easier. Because the way that you kind of stuffed it is normal, so it just kind of stays up like that most of the time, or just like that. We really want it to be like that, because I really like the Mimikyu look, where it's like knocked off at first.
Yeah. And like, I think it was just because she was just doing her job.
Yeah.
I don't think we said it loud enough, and I think she thought we were joking. So.
Yeah. But I mean, it works out.
It works
still
out.
Looks good.
I mean,
we've been betting it like that every so often.
And like, eventually, like, you know, it'll end up like the Dragonite. You choke it enough times, and it'll start to bend over by itself. What else was I going to say about it? It has the little pumpkin smell in it. It's of all of the smells that Build-A-Bear has, the pumpkin smell is honestly the most, like...
I think it's the best
like,
one.
it's the best one. It's very, very strong, so if you're very, like, sensitive to smells, I'd say maybe go with, like, the strawberry one, but this one, like, it's been, like, over a month since we've gotten this, and it's still, like...
I think that the main reason we're really into it as well, though, is because it's such, like, a different smell from usual. Like, every other one that we have, which, like, Growlithe over here, I think Growlithe has, like, blueberry in him. I couldn't really smell it, but that's because I have another one that's blueberry. I think I have another one that's, like, bubblegum or whatever the flavor.
I think I have strawberry and cotton candy and bubblegum. I did not get anything in Sobble. That dude, Sobble is an interesting story for another day.
If y'all want to see a Sobble review video, just let us know. I'm sure y'all would want to.
I don't know. Sobble, I have plenty of tells from getting my Sobble plush, and my Sobble plush is not treated the best all the way. But it's fine. He deserves it.
It's funny. He's just a little crybaby.
He is just a little crybaby boy.
I feel like whenever we have our own place together, Sobble is going to be mainly mine. Because I like Sobble personally.
No, he's mine.
Well, I mean, like, actually show him. Or put him in a good place instead of throwing him somewhere in the corner.
I mean, he's with all my other Build-A-Bears.
Yeah, I feel like he's hiding though. I feel like he's scared.
No, he's like towards the front of them.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, as he should be then.
I kind of just throw him like in there.
Throw him over there.
Because I was told he was gonna be like 50% off. And
Yeah. So like what, $15, $20?
He was supposed to be like, yeah, like 15.
Do you have Scorbunny?
Yeah.
So you need Grookey, and then you could do a trio video. So,
Grookey.
if anybody's selling Grookey, please let us know. I would really appreciate it. Question of the day.
Grookey with the shirt.
Grookey with the shirt. Exactly.
Grookey with the shirt.
Question of the day. Do you have Grookey? Give it to us. But where do you think, out of all the Build-A-Bears that you either have or just in general, where do you think he ranks?
I think Mimikyu, honestly, is probably one of the top ones.
Yeah. So like top 5, top 3?
Top 5.
Top
yeah.
5?
I don't know, because I'd have to look at all the Build-A-Bears.
Yeah.
But like, if you compare it to like Bulbasaur, I don't think anything's gonna beat the Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I think the Bulbasaur might be perfect.
The Bulbasaur is perfect. I think the only thing I would change about Bulbasaur is the coloring and the fabric that they used on his bulb.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that I don't like the texture of the fabric on it. It's the same texture as this.
Oh yeah,
but, like,
that's not very pleasing if it's
Yeah.
that. Because like for a tail, that's okay, but like
Yeah.
for a whole majority of the body, it's just.
And also, they've just changed how like the Build-A-Bears for Pokemon have. I mean,
We got a few of them to show off. We got one of the originals. We got, of course, Mimikyu,
the newest one,
and then one of the semi-new
Oh,
ones.
and destroying your setup.
Oh no!
So-
And then of course we have Dragonite as well.
So, comparison of all of them, you can see that, like, I don't want to say that Charmander has a terry cloth-like thing, but he's definitely, like, much more, like, fuzzy than the rest. Like, you can't see the texture very well in person, but the best I can, like, explain it is terry cloth or, like, a towel texture. He looks like he was a towel, and maybe that's just because he was played with and loved and all that.
I will say that it does kind of remind me of the Jack-specific older plushies, or some of the Tomy ones as well, where there's like furs kind of like weird, even if you're not like heavily played with them.
Yeah.
Like the ones that I was talking about.
Like the Riolu. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and like my Bulbasaur doesn't have this issue. Like if you saw in the Build-A-Bear Kanto starters, my Bulbasaur just does not have that issue. The only issue with my Bulbasaur is I have some stains because he's left in the window. But
And of course the
my name is Train. I have a basketball game tomorrow. And then like immediately after that, because I think it was a few years later that Dragonite came out. Dragonite came out in late 2020. The first Kanto starters came out in 2016.
Yeah. Fun fact though, this is the first gift she's ever really gotten me. I think.
Yeah, I got it for him before we even started dating.
Yeah.
We had gone on our first date, and I had told him that I had gotten it for him. And it was going to be a surprise, and I was just like, I'm going to tell him.
It's a keeper right there.
And so, it's, by the 2020s, it is Spermidine. I don't know how well played with this guy was. I think it was a scalper that had sold me this.
Yeah.
Because I remember some big bucks.
Big bucks.
Big bucks.
And this is the first Build-A-Bear video I got from the channel. The Growlithe that we did together. Or I guess you did Pikachu out of Growlithe.
Yeah.
We need to do another one
I
of
should
these.
have done, like, Teddy Ursa. Rather than Pikachu, then I could get...
One of the days we'll get Teddy Ursa. I think, honestly, that's going to be one of our big things. Is going to be trying to get all the Build-A-Bears. It's going to be expensive, but we'll do it, like, through the years.
And we got Growlithe.
I think out of all my Build-A-Bears, he might be, like, the best looking right now. Just because I actually was the one that made... This is the first Pokemon Build-A-Bear I've actually made myself.
So it's pretty good quality still. Because since he was made, he was just literally been sitting over here where Oshawott is right now. But still, I feel like some of the changes is apparent in how they are still kind of doing the old Selves version with this, the Growlithe. Like how the
feet are made from Build-A-Bear, like, shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, even Dragonite, like, has, like...
You can tell it's a Build-A-Bear plush. And that was like one of my problems I had with the Charmander and the Squirtle, is that their feet were just kind of too simple. But honestly, I feel like they were kind of getting it close with Growlithe. And then Mimikyu's really good, but then again, we don't have any feet on Mimikyu, so we're gonna have to wait and see what Pokemon comes out next. I guess Sprigatito. How was Sprigatito's feet?
Sprigatito's feet, I felt like... So, I think my issue with Growlithe is, personally, I think this fur is, like, really bulky, and so it just makes him look...
Yeah. I just
like,
kind of
super
feel like
short.
it should have been less bulky, and then there's just actually supposed to be fur, but they made it into, like, the chest.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, it makes him look, like, super short and disproportionate. Like, it looks like he's, like, a frog, like, croaking out. And, like, he's still a cute plush. He's a cute little guy. But it's, for me, I feel like, Sprigatito did it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because, proportionately, it was... This is, like, about the same as, like, what, Vaporeon was like. The Vaporeon in just Evolution line overall has really weird proportions. I think it's because of the fact that they're so tall. And then they had to, like, squat them down. And I think that also was an issue with Growlithe. I'd really like them to make, like, a Hisuian Growlithe. Build-A-Bear.
I would like that too. I'm still hunting for my Hisuian Growlithe anyway.
You won't find one.
Well, I'm still waiting on that person from Japan to maybe say, hey. Because they also offered, when they go to Japan, it's like, we find Cubone. Or grab a Cubone. So maybe we can.
Oh, the Sleepy Eepy Cubone.
I was gonna get this, I was like really thinking about getting us the Sleepy Eepy one. Like just you and me to share. Because I know you also want it, right?
I wanted the Slowpoke.
Oh, well then we get Slowpoke then, because you and me both want Slowpoke. Mm-hmm. But the Cubone, I really wanted to get that one. Sold out, first hour. They restocked it today, that we're doing this video, sold out again. So it's just terrible. But this is not a Cubone or a Hisuian Growlithe video. It is a Halloween Mimikyu video.
And this is our new son, Casper.
Hello. Daughter.
Son.
But I think it's kind of everything we need to say, unless you have anything else to add.
No, I think that this is a perfect plush. I like everything about it. I definitely don't have as many complaints as I did with Sprigatito.
Yeah, I think that Sprig was going to be a little bit longer of a video than this one is.
Yeah, because this one's pretty basic. And I feel like it's hard to mess up Mimikyu. It's literally supposed to be a doll.
I am very much hoping for a Banette one next year for Halloween. Please just make a Banette one. He is a really popular ghost type, I think.
And I think the next one might be Fuecoco or Quaxley.
I'm really excited it's going to be Fuecoco.
Because since they just finished up the Gen 9? No, not 9. 8 starters?
Yeah.
They should be starting on the Gen 9 ones here soon. So, I'm pretty sure that Sprigatito was first. Fuecoco's probably the next one that they're going to release.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably release another one off the decks, and then
they'll release Quaxley at the end of Generation 9, just like they did with Sobble.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure y'all answer the question of the day. We need ourselves a Grookey. And with that, make sure y'all also check under the bed for Ghastlies, Gengars, and Haunters. Me, my beautiful girlfriend, and Mimikyu will see y'all next time.
Bye.
Peace out. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Patu, along with
Andy Pandy Cost, his girlfriend.
another video with her, and I'm super excited. Before we do anything, we have the Pokemon of the day. Bam. And then, question of the day. What ghost type Pokemon are you looking forward to getting a plush of? Make sure to answer in the comments, and I greatly appreciate that.
What's your answer to it?
What's my answer? The one that I'm most anticipating? Gosh, that's a hard one. I've been wanting a newer Banette recently. That's kind of odd. Maybe a Haunter to finish off the Gengar collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see though. Well, as long as it's not like Ghastly.
As long as I'm glad I'm blocking Ghastly. That is like one of the worst plushes you have.
Don't bully my Ghastly.
Oh.
He's in rehab. But today is a very special episode. Every Halloween, we tend to have a PokePlush Living Dex episode, which, if you don't know what a PokePlush Living Dex episode is, it's where I'm trying to complete every single Pokemon as a plush form. So say we start with Mimikyu, we don't need any versions of Mimikyu anymore. We already have a plush of Mimikyu that counts towards the dex. We have two, technically. That's hers, that's mine. Video on that as well on my channel if you want to take a look.
The better one.
That will be arguable. But my lovely girlfriend that's here as well actually got me this gift. I am beyond grateful for her. She is one of my favorite people ever. And by favorite, I mean is. And by one of, I mean is. And I'm gonna stop trying to make the video go longer because she got me Greavyard. Oh my gosh, this is so cute.
And this is the first Greavyard plush they came out with too, isn't it?
I think, yes, in the US, this is the first one. I don't know about Japan.
I think they've already came out with the All-Star one, but I could be wrong. I know for sure they've come out with the Tinkaton in the All-Star.
Yes, I believe that as well. We have Greavyard. This version of Greavyard, the All-Star one that you said, and then there is another one, a part of like a keychain thing that's going on right now.
Oh, yeah,
you remember with like Ghastly, Fanta? I need to get the Fanta, by the way. That would be a really cute plush. But we have ourselves.
I should have brought it.
You should have brought it. No, we gotta save that for the video. The future Toxo video you're gonna do.
Oh, my future Toxel video that he wants me to do.
I will say one thing that I actually really like about this is that the teeth aren't like a soft material. It's actually felt.
Those are supposed to be his teeth?
I think so.
I thought it was just supposed to be like. I guess it makes sense because like they line up with one another.
It's kind of hard to tell, just because we have it looking like that, but then the bottom part of his fur
is also the same.
It all looks the same.
Unfortunately, it is on that. The teeth is the hard cut foam that, or not foam, but like fleece.
Yeah.
Where like it's got that rough edge and that hard cut fleece that I've talked about in the videos that I've done for this channel. That I personally don't like. I don't know your feelings on it. I don't think you care.
I don't really care. I think as long as the plush looks okay from a distance or like in a video, then I'm pretty okay with it.
I think I'm more picky with it because I don't really like collect. I just kind of I'm like I want to cuddle with this, like you know, because like even my like little tiny Breloom, I was like this is really cute. I'm gonna cuddle with this because Breloom didn't have any of the hard.
Yeah, the Sitting Kitties one.
Yeah, and I don't think most of mine have that.
Does Flygon?
Flygon does.
Flygon does.
Yeah.
No cuddling for Flygon. Just a little.
Squeeze in it.
Because
everything else about Flygon is good except for the little tail part that.
Yeah. But one thing while we were talking that I noticed that I'm kind of like on the candle part of its head, the actual flame along with the candlestick is attached only by like a piece of rope. That's kind of scary.
I'd be more concerned with it if it was like a kid playing with it, but like
you just rip it off.
You know, if I sit there and I'm pulling at it with like quite a bit of force.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna stay. Like it's not gonna pull out.
I guess you're right.
Because I know you were really concerned with the Toxel. The one that you had gotten me, the Comfy Friends Toxel.
Yeah.
I'm like, I cuddle with that dude literally every single night.
He's just chilling.
He's just chilling.
But this is a really good plush in my opinion. opinion. Also, this video is going to be a little bit smaller. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Continue.
The video is a little bit smaller just because it is just showing off one single plush. However, I do want to point out
I
that...
was supposed to say was.
Hmm.
Go ahead, reveal!
Oh, okay, I'll do the reveal. He comes out of the pumpkin. Now, if you're wanting to, you probably could cut off the sewing stitch right here. And then I believe there's 2 more on his legs, as well as his body.
So what I noticed is you got his 2 little back feet that are free.
It's such a weird, like, ones to have free also.
Like, they're free. His butt's not free. It kind of looks like he's pooping.
He's pooping out a pumpkin.
And then these 2 are attached at the front. I'd say the only point of concern of cutting this out would be, I guess you could just seam rip this little part right here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
But I don't know if that seam is connected to the rest of, his butt.
Yeah, that just might be the scary part. So if you end up getting this plush on PokemonCenter.com
and want to rip it out,
yeah,
you can.
Just be wary.
Just be careful, because I don't know where that connection seam is, or,
Maybe have a partner that's good at sewing, just in case that happens. But I think it's a really well-rounded plush.
I think my only issue with it, genuinely, is the pumpkin.
I think with the pumpkin, it's kind of weird and proportionate, just because of the shipping kind of maybe messed it up. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the seams, because...
Yeah, obviously, even though Pokemon Center is very, very expensive now, they are not very good with quality control. And that's one of the very annoying things about purchasing over there. Especially with things when they're like, Sitting Cutie, $17. You're going to get one, and it's going to have a broken face.
And they've also raised more of the prices of the Sitting Cuties.
Yes.
I had looked on their website because I was looking to buy some... I was just looking because I wanted to look at the Paldean ones that they came out with and to see if there was any new ones, and they had restocked them. And now the Pikachu Sitting Cutie is $16.99.
It's
But
crazy.
Jirachi's still 10 with that weird...
And it's still in stock too?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But, because I had gone to buy Jirachi, and Jirachi was $10.99, and then it had another listing of a Jirachi Sitting Cutie for $16.99 that was sold out. So I don't know what's going on with the Jirachi plush.
I think Pokemon Center in general is just kind of a weird thing. It has to be that they added it back or something. I don't know.
At the wrong price or something.
Yeah, that's my only thought for what could have happened. But since you're the one that purchases, how much was this little guy?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I think he was like $30.
Was he really? Why?
I don't know. I don't know, my finger's all the way back into him though.
Oh no! It's a good thing that dog's already dead.
I'm cleaning out his eye sockets. It's okay.
It's from all the decay.
My finger's literally all the way back over there.
Oh, that poor dog. That poor dog.
I think it was like 27, 29.
Okay. If you want to say whether that's worth it or not, it's probably going to be up to you guys. I do love this plush. I will say, I do love this plush.
You don't think it's worth $30?
I don't know if it's worth $30. I think
you've had
20.
that. I think you've had that, it might have been 23.
Okay, if it's 23, it's a little bit better.
I can't remember. Mostly because I also bought the Toxel with it, and Toxel bumped it up quite a bit.
That's probably why.
So
if it's 23, I think it's a decently reasonable price, just because it is a Graveyard plush. The first Graveyard plush in Pokemon Center, by the way. One thing I do want to say that I hate is stupid tags. I hate these stupid tags, and I will talk about it until they change it. Graveyard, wearing, Houndstone, Pumpkin.
why is Houndstone on there?
I don't know. Houndstone doesn't have a pumpkin. So, at first I was like, is he dressed up as a Houndstone? But he's not, so I'm very confused. Imagine if one of the first Graveyard plushies is him, dressed up as a Houndstone.
It would be really...
That would have been very funny. But also very stupid. But I think a pretty excellent plush, in my opinion. It's about, 6-7 inches, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 6-7 inches are fine. But I I think it's a pretty good plushie. I think it's good. So, what we're going to do is show it off real quick, and then, of course, we're going to throw it back into the collection and officially add it to the collection. So let's do that real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright, and we have ourselves Graveyard officially added to the collection. He is here with the Halloween Pokemon plushies, and he honestly might be out even after Halloween. We'll have to see. But thank you guys for watching. If y'all want to, please make sure to answer the question of the day. And while you're also here, why not like, comment, and subscribe? I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching. Boo. Did I scare you? Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Patu, along with our co-host Gengar, our new co-host, Isui and Zorua. We're welcoming you back to another Halloween special. Now, last week, we covered Pokemon creepypastas. However, most of the stories aren't true. They're more to scare the audience. But today, we're gonna be going through every single Pokemon region and showing y'all all the spooky things they have per. These things are real, and these things are in the games. So without further ado, let's get right into this, shall we?
So as stated before, I'm going to go through every generation and show off at least one creepy moment that happens per generation. Originals and remakes are all counted as one region. And without further ado, let's get started with Generation 1, and more specifically, where we started it all, Kanto, and where the creepy factor for the Pokemon first began, Lavender Town. Now, while I spoke about Lavender Town Syndrome last week, this video I want to talk about a specific part of the town, the Lavender Town Ghost. And the Lavender Town Ghost is a ghost on the top of the floor of the Pokemon Tower that will stop you if you progress. After getting hands on the Stealth Scope, however, it is revealed that the Pokemon behind the hauntings was that deceased mother of Cubone, Marowak. Now in the games, like Fire Red, Leaf Green, and the original set of the games, once defeated, the Marowak will be peacefully laid to rest. However, in Let's Go, you get a bittersweet ending, with Cubone getting one last goodbye before finally disappearing. Now, the Marowak itself might be haunting before you find out the identity, but the more haunting story is the reason it passed in the first place, being killed by Team Rocket. The story really sets a tone for future Pokemon games and begins more haunting stories to unravel. And with that, let's move on to the Johto region, and that of the Ruins of Alph is a historical place located in the Johto region, in the southwest of Violet City. It is a famed place for archaeologists who are researching the ruins to discover the mysteries of the Pokemon called Unknown. This place is unsettling and brings that of a melancholy tone every inch of the place. What other stories and what other secrets does this place hold? The Sapphire Pokédex entry states, a cursed energy permeated the stuffing of a discarded and forgotten plush doll, giving her new life as Banana. Pokemon's energy would escape if it was to ever open its mouth. And while that, the Diamond and Pearl one says, a doll that became a Pokemon over its grudges for being junked. It seeks the child that disowned it. Were you the one to disown it? I hope not. The Old Chateau is an abandoned manor house near the exit of Eternal Forest. Occasionally, the ghost of a little girl and a butler appear in the rightmost bedroom on the second floor and in the dining hall, respectively. They cannot be interacted on and move around by floating. The little girl appears when the player enters the fourth room from the west, which is next to the bedroom where she randomly appears. When this happens, she looks to the left where the player is, then moves towards the exit, never being seen on the other side. This can only occur when the player enters this particular room, because the game loads a different map depending on the room entered. The little girl is only programmed to appear on the map on the fourth room. The butler appears to be sitting at the other side of the table in the dining room. The player walks forward and he starts moving to the left, leaving the game window, as if going to the kitchen area, but never appearing there. Strange House is a small haunted mansion in eastern Unova. The only way to reach it is through Reverse Mountain. The house is like a maze of sorts. The furniture will move around each of the 3 floors when you enter or exit out of the room. Several times upon the rooms changing, you'll encounter the daughter of the late family that once lived there. She'll mention darkness, and how she heard her father's voice in her nightmares. Before entering the room containing the lunar wing, she will ask you to forget about it and stay in the house with her. Upon picking up the wing, she will appear behind you once more, and tell you a bit about how she wanted to give it back to the Pokemon that once held it. Cresselia. You can actually find her on the Marvelous Bridge in Pokemon Black and White, the originals. Once speaking to her lover, she'll disappear. It is noted that her favorite Pokemon, and the Pokemon she had with her, was an Abra. Entering the second floor of a certain building in Lurio City will cause the music to stop and the lights to flash, followed by a ghostly girl materializing behind the player and gliding towards the bottom of the screen in a frozen walking animation. She will then mutter, "No, you're not the one," before floating off screen and disappearing completely. When you go to Big Wave Beach, you will speak to a youngster who mentions about some weird happenings at the trainer school you visited previously. Go there at night, and you'll find a girl with a Drifloon who speaks about the 7 mysteries that are happening in the school. She will give you various pointers to solve them. Scary PA system. Go upstairs, and you'll find out the speaker is broken. Stairs to nowhere. Stairs in the school keep cycling. Interact with notice board to get gasoline. Lord Slimy. At night, a slimy sound is heard. Go upstairs to find it's the janitor's grinder. Scary lights. Go to the incinerator in the northeast to find a lass burning things. Curse diary. Go to the diary on the shelf to be attacked by a Drifloon. Ghost class. Go upstairs to find a class of children, but it turns out to be a hypno hallucination. everything seems to lead back to Hypno, or so it seems. After finding those 6, the girl will say she can't help with the 7th, but know about how she moves to Alola and didn't know English, and now wants to protect the school. You receive some wine glasses, but you get interrupted by a security guard, and after talking to him, the girl disappears. Noted that security guard did not see her and never saw her to begin with. Drifloon's Pokédex entry says, stories go that it grabs the hand of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children, funnily enough. In Sword and Shield, players can find a young girl in Hammerlock standing near the castle above the train station. She'll task players with delivering a note to a boy in Bologna named Frank. When they make it to the Frank, you quickly realize that he's a grown man, not a boy at all. He will explain that he was good friends with a girl as a child, but she didn't tell him about a mysterious and fatal illness she had, and they grew apart soon after. When the player returns to the spot where the girl was before, her voice can be heard, and the item, Ravenclaw, will be on the ground. And there you have it. We have every Pokemon generation / region with something creepy to go along with it. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode, and without further ado, let's get back to Gengar and the other version of myself, shall we? Did you enjoy the video? I hope you all did. Make sure you like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, or else he will use Dream Eater. Alright guys, love y'all very much. I'll see y'all next episode, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out, and happy holidays. Pokédex entries. Some funny, some weird. However, today we're going to be covering those a lot more scarier and creepier than you would imagine a kid's game to have. Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Patu. You can't see my face. I forgot my flashlight. But we are here in the wilderness. And while a lot of Pokemon roam these places like Caterpie, Butterfree, Pidgey, there's a lot more gruesome and dark Pokemon awaiting us at every turn. So tonight, I'm going to be showing y'all just a few of these Pokédex entries so you can see for yourself. Not every Pokemon is considered equal. So without further ado, let's cover those, and I'll see y'all next time. If a traveler is going through a desert in the thick of night, Cacturne will follow in a ragtag group. The Pokemon are biding their times, waiting for the traveler to tire and become incapable of moving. When it finds humans or Pokemon it dislikes, it freezes them and takes them to its chilly den, where they become decorations. Should you feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, is evidence of an approaching Gengar. There is no escaping. Give up. Each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. If anyone dares to grab its hilt, it wraps a blue cloth around that person's arm and drains that person's life energy completely. A gust of wind revealed what hides under this Pokemon's rag to a passing trainer, who went home and died painfully that very night. Palossand is known as the beach nightmare. It pulls its prey down into the sand by controlling the sand itself, and then it sucks out their souls. Stories go that it grabs the hand of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children. Although Gourgeist is the very picture of elegance and beauty while swimming, it is also cruel. When it spots prey, this Pokemon inserts its thin mouth into the prey's body and drains the prey of its body fluids. It's a stuffed toy that was thrown away and became possessed, ever searching for the one who threw it away, so it could exact its revenge. And we made it back safely. Thank you everybody for watching. It was a shorter video than usual, but that's also because I'm working on the biggest video I think I have planned. It's gonna be a two-parter for Saturday next, as well as Halloween. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And without further ado, I'm gonna let y'all go. If y'all enjoyed, please make sure you like button, subscribe, and I shall see y'all next time. Adios. Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Batu, and if y'all can't tell from behind me, it is officially Halloween Eve. Like I mentioned in the Spirit Halloween video, we now have a bunch of decorations actually out for Halloween. However, I did a whole video about that. That's actually going to be what you're going to be seeing in a second. As you can see, I think I did a pretty decent job for the most part. We don't have too many crazy items to actually add to the Halloween set. Hopefully during the Halloween season, I'll actually be able to add a little bit more. However, I do like how it looks. It looks very similar to how it was last year. However, very simple, different touches that I've added. Obviously, we don't have the couch anymore, so some changes had to be made. One of the more creative things I think I have are the little eyeballs. I don't talk too much about them, but they are really cool in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys continue the video. I hope y'all enjoy, and I will see you all later. So I already started kind of removing a few of them, just kind of figuring out what I want to do. There's some plushies up here that I kind of want to move down here, or I'm going to just put right there for the month of September/October. These guys are probably going to be going over here as well. And then I got to dig out all, and I mean all, of the ghost type. So I'm going to try to do that. Give me a few to actually get everything taken out, and I think we'll be able to start actually putting new things up. Also say hello to Sleepy Maverick. Hi, Mav. You saying hi to everybody? Hello. Okay, it looks very messy over here, but I have a bunch of Unova stuff for next month, which you probably already know if you were here last year. I got as many Halloween plushies as I can. I figured out I'm going to put it like this, I believe, and have the whole little set like that. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with all these guys right here, because there's a few of these that's obviously going to be showing a lot more than the other ones. However, I think this works pretty good for the top part. I need to get the decorations and everything as well, so I might do that in a second as well. But I think it works out pretty well. And we get the two Zorua twins right next to each other, and that's really cool. I like how that looks. Alright, so I haven't moved any of this stuff yet, and I haven't really done anything different with here. However, every single plush that was in the little bed over here is now brought here. You can see all of my Unova Mons. Love to see it. And I have all of them right there. I have a few little ghost types right there. So I'm probably going to go and try to figure out what I'm going to do with this little area. Some of these guys might be going over there for now. I don't know yet. Oh, gosh, because I want Gengar's front and center. But we'll get over there whenever we get over there. Let's actually look through. Maybe I'll do a time lapse. Maybe I won't, but we'll see. Alright, so there's not a lot of Halloween stuff right here exactly. However, once you get to the main area that I actually be recording in for the most part, you begin to see a bunch of either dark types or ghost types. We of course got our Halloween Pikachu, we got Hoopa, we got Houndoom, Crocodile, Obstacoon, my dark boys. We got a bunch of Gengars, of course. We got Gliscor, he's a little spooky. Of course, Charizard's scary. We got my Bostiff, my little dark boy. Zoro right front and center. We got Poochyena, of course with his brother Rockruff. Another Zoro back there. And then, like I've already shown you, we do have a bunch of Halloween stuff right here, which I actually really like. So I try to sprinkle a little bit of Halloween stuff in between all the areas. So some areas like this with like the main Oshawotts, you probably won't notice a bunch of Halloween stuff for the most part, but I do think it works out pretty well. I also kind of might want to move him up here. I feel like that might look pretty cute too. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out, but we have all these guys right here, and then we have a bunch of the other stragglers that usually stay over here. So I think I am going to put them up here, try to figure out a little place for them. Again, whenever Halloween time is over, we will definitely be putting them back over here with the area, and I plan on doing a bunch of cool stuff, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's give me a moment to grab that. And I'm also going to grab some Halloween decorations. If you don't remember last year, I did have a few Halloween decorations that I kind of put around the area. So I'm going to see if I can find any ones of those, and I will let y'all know how it goes. Alright, I added a few more things, by the way. The Gengar, Squishmallow, and Ghastly I pulled from up there. However, we have a pumpkin that I had from last time, I think. And as well as that, we of course have our pumpkin lights that we had up last time. I'm going to set these bad boys up, and then I have some stuff in my closet. I'm probably going to look to see if I got like a random thing a while ago, just like a $10 mystery bag, and it was just all Halloween stuff. Super excited to put that up, but give me one moment. I'll get the lights up, and we'll figure it out from there. Alright, and I have the lights up and going. It doesn't look as like neatly as it did last time, but you know what? I still think it works for the most part. I like how it looks. So we got the lights up. Now I am going to look in there. If you get to that bag, $10 on it. Bunch of Halloween stuff. While it's very simple, I think it works out for the most part. I also did end up moving Gengar up here. Like I said, we do have Ghastly, we do have Gengar back over here, the Squishmallow at least, and everything over there is moved apart. Just kind of changed up some different things, but I do think it looks good. I do think I like it. I like how it looks. It's pretty simple, except for the top part. That's when you actually see the ghosty parts. I added some stuff like this. There's some stockings that I had that I just kind of put up here from the little mystery bag. So maybe I'll do something else with those. I don't know for sure. I added a few more things like those little sticky parts that I had from the mystery bag. Got those up here too, and I just think it looks pretty nice. So I think we're going to show it off, and then we're going to end the episode off. I know it's not been a very long episode. It was just getting the Halloween decorations going. I feel like it looks pretty good in my opinion. I'd love to know y'all's opinion though. Are y'all ready for Halloween? Ooh, I know I am.
Alright guys, I'm gonna need y'all to rate it for me. How did I do? I think it looks pretty well. I do like it a lot. The only thing where I'm like, I could maybe change up is this little area right here, but even then, that's not the main area that you're gonna be seeing for the most part. You're gonna be seeing, of course, some Halloween decorations. We're gonna be seeing Gengar, and we still have about a week before October actually starts. So I guess we got a pretty early start on getting everything out, but y'all voted for it, so I decided to do it. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please hit like button, subscribe. I would love to know, what are you looking forward to most this Halloween season? That's gonna be the question of the day, and I think I'm gonna hop on out of here. I'll see you guys next week, and then after that, the Halloween festivities finally start. So yeah, see you guys next time. Hey guys, what's up? It's BB2, and if you couldn't tell from the fact that I'm not wearing the jacket, it's going to be a very different kind of video today because it is now September. It's been September for about a week or two now. However, that means that it is October and Halloween Eve. I am super excited about Halloween, guys. You guys know that I always love to go pretty big for Halloween. I even have a little thing asking if you guys want me to start in September actually doing all the decorations, or if you want for me to wait until October. And feel free to go vote on that right now. Actually, it's been around for about a week or two already, so it's a pretty old voting system, so you might have to go down in the community a little bit. However, feel free to do that and we'll figure it out, because I still got a little bit while before October actually comes. So I got a bunch of new October planned videos, but as well as that, September still its own month for the most part, even though I kind of wish it was October. However, we are actually going to be going to Spirit Halloween right next to me. Last year, they actually opened up a brand new Spirit Halloween, and I am super, super excited to be going back there. I went around with Amanda, I think about a week or so ago now. It happened and we went. We just didn't grab anything. We made a funny little thing about Corpse Bride, though, which only me and her will ever understand. But yeah, I am hoping we have some Pokemon stuff. Last time that I went, they had no Pokemon plushies. However, I know that they have plushies there now, of which is like, I believe, Sonic, Mario, just different characters like that. So hopefully they have something Pokemon related. Even if it's a lone Mimikyu, I'll be happy. I don't get why they don't just do any of the Jazzware Halloween plushies there as well. I feel like that'd be so freaking perfect. But as well as that, they always have beanies, they have backpacks, they have a bunch of cool stuff like that. Last time I actually went, I got some Gengar socks, so I'll definitely be wearing that for the month of October. However, we are going to go over there, check it out, and maybe find something good to add to our collection. Honestly, even if I find something as simple as pins, I'll be happy. But let's get right into it, and then we'll go explore. We're going to get in there, look around, and then hopefully we'll find something Pokemon related. Let's get in. Okay, so if y'all know, I'm also a horror fan. So the fact that they have the double face, full mask, and outfit for men now, that's so cool. However, I don't know if I'm gonna spend 50 bucks on it. I actually grabbed this dude at Walmart a few days ago, so that was a cool find. But yeah, a bunch of good Ghostface stuff that's actually in stock. That's very rare. So very, very cool. Oh my gosh, a bling one of Devil Face. That's something for sure. But yeah, I think that this Ghostface stuff all looks really good. I do like the little jacket right here. And the voice box, of course. Can't get out the voice box. Very simple stuff, but I think it works really well. I do like the beanie and the hat a lot. Also, you can't tell me that wouldn't be cool in a horror room or anything. I love it. So in the Halloween section over here for Mario and Sonic and all that, they actually have some Sonic plushies, of which you probably remember from my Smash Bros video. So they did have some last year, however, not too many, and it was just that same exact kind of plush brand for Jakks Pacific. I don't know if they're gonna have any more of these, but honestly, this is some cool stuff to have in collections just in general. Like, imagine just having these just hanging up on the wall. That'd be so cool. How much actually is it? So it's 30 bucks. I mean, it's not too bad of a price, but also they are fake shoes, so it just kind of, okay, they're just gonna keep on falling. I'll grab that in a second, but they are fake shoes, so middle ground. Okay, so they do have Mario stuff over here as well. That's cool. Do the same thing. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Not too many plushies, none of which that are actually the characters of Mario, but these are pretty cute and decent for the most part. I do like this one out of all of them. It is 16 bucks, so about the same that you get for like a Jazzwares plushie. That honestly might be Jazzwares. Nope, it's Jakks Pacific as well. But yeah, I do really like this thing, so maybe at the end I'll see if I can take that. whenever the Halloween season's over, but still, I do think that's really cool. So they have this kind of Sonic, which is different from the other one. I don't know if it's Jack specific or not. It's Kid Robot, so that's pretty cool actually. 16 bucks, so same amount of price. They have a Yoshi keychain here as well. That's very cute as well. This Kid Robot as well. $10.99 for that one, not too bad. And of course, we do have the big boy right here. That's really cool as well. Honestly, I would probably grab that one more if I was to grab one. I don't think I will though. It'd be cool to have a Halloween time, but I don't think so. That's also cute. So I'm actually recording this after I've made the video, as you could probably tell with the audio being muted on that main side. However, there's a very good reason why I did that. As soon as I got to the Pokemon Center, no matter what I tried to do, I could not speak over the Ghostbusters song. I was like, if I speak loud enough, maybe the Ghostbusters song will not affect anything and I'll be all good. That was not the case at all, and I couldn't speak over the voice for anything. But yeah, you're gonna be seeing a bunch of cool stuff they have here, such as the hats, the Loungefly Gengar backpack, which is something that I really wanted to pick up, but sadly I just couldn't. All right, so we had a no-go on Pokemon stuff. However, you saw that I did grab some pins. Really sucks at the fact that they had some songs that I could not speak over. Some of these songs I'm like loud enough to speak over. However, Ghostbusters is just not something I can speak over for the most part. So sadly I didn't get to talk for most of the actual Pokemon portion. However, I'm really happy that we got at least some new pins for my collection on my Ghostface jacket, and I'll be able to throw them on there in a second. But let's get back home. I'm going to be doing some cooking as well as that. I'm probably going to be cooking right after this as well, but as soon as I actually get a chance to, we'll show the pins off a little bit better, and then we'll put them on the Ghostface jacket. All right, and so if y'all don't know, I do have a Ghostface jacket that I've been working on for the past year or so. I haven't been doing too much work on it just because I haven't really been out looking for anything. I need to see if I can find any more stuff. This just might be the perfect time to do it during Halloween time. However, we're gonna have a few new pieces to add on right here. Maybe one day it'll be as good as the Pokemon jacket, and you could already kind of see Ace and Maverick hair all over it, because the amount of times they've either jumped on me or knocked it down is crazy. But we do have our pins right here. We're going to throw them all on, and I think we're going to end the episode. And just like that, we have a bunch of new pins added. I say a bunch, it's definitely 3. I also moved the knife to right here instead of right here. I think it just looks a little bit better, but you know what? The pins are adding up. If only we could do the same thing with patches. However, they just don't make too many patches. Like this patch and this patch down here go to the set, I believe, of this guy and this guy from Spirit Halloween's previous years. So this new set is brand stinking new, and I really like it, especially the big one. I just wish maybe they threw a little patch in there. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope this video just kind of helps show y'all what things they have at Spirit Halloween right now. I know that I wanted to grab a bunch of stuff from there, especially the hats for sure, and that Loungefly backpack looked really cool besides the ears just going down. But maybe in the future, probably October, I'm going to try to grab something from there. And also, after October and November, they usually have a 50% off everything thing. So I will make sure to check that out as well. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, I know. I know, it's a lot. Oh my gosh, we are missing one thing though. There we go. A lot better. I am still Pikachu, of course, and this is my Halloween costume. However, we are here with a brand new PokePlush Living Dex video, and today is going to be a little bit spookier than the rest of them because we have a bunch of ghost and dark types to show off. You saw half of the video that I got with the Sitting Cuties a few weeks ago. However, now I'm super excited to show off the spookier Pokemon we got. So without further ado, I think we should just show off the first one. He's not as spooky, but we have Pangoro. I like Pancham, however, there's always such an influx of Panchams that you'll see at the stores and everything, so I never got the Sitting Cutie version of him. However, Pangoro looks amazing. I love Pangoro. I love dark types in general, and I love the fact that you have to have a dark type in your party to actually evolve him into Pangoro, and he's just cool. I always name mine Morio whenever I use one on my team. I think that everything on here looks pretty good. Usually it's kind of hit or miss for if a fully evolved Pokemon is going to look good in Sitting Cutie form, but I think that they really achieved a really well-made version of him in here. I love how the arms look, the hands, the felt. They also really remind me of the Banpresto keychains that the Unova line got. That's just kind of what he reminds me of. If he was a little bit smaller, honestly, he'd be the perfect version of it. One thing that I'm also noticing, I don't know if he has them on both ears. However, one ear doesn't have the felt piece of white. I really hope that's not just a thing that they forgot to put on there. If it is, then I guess unique for the most part. However, I do love how he looks. The felt, I think, works perfectly on here. The softer felt mixed with the harder felt. It's a pretty good. Of course, he has the back part that reminds me of a penguin. You can flip that up and show off his little bear bum. But all in all, I think that Pangoro looks so good as a Sitting Cutie. I love Pangoro so much. I've been wanting to use one on my team for a while, officially on my team. I've used some on like DLC teams and stuff like that. However, I do feel like this would be such a cute little addition to have in a team. Probably in X and Y whenever I replay through those games again, which I've done so many times. I will definitely pick him up. I really love how he looks in this form, and I'm just super excited to have him in my collection. Finishing up the Pancham line, and Pangoro is officially added to our Living Dex. Also, somebody in the last video talked about how I rated the Pokemon pretty high for how high the price is. I'm not going to actually do that for this video. I do really love Plushie, however, with the price, I don't know if it's worth it. If it is, I feel like it should be like at least that big, twice the size of it for almost $20. Like if you order only one, I believe it is past $20 for shipping and everything. So that's such a lose-lose situation. I do really like the plushies. However, if you are wanting to save money, I do not recommend grabbing these guys. Still pretty cute. And then next up, we have ourselves, ooh, he is so freaking cute, Pumpkaboo.
And who are you?
Pumpkaboo. If you don't know, Pumpkaboo was kind of a harder Pokemon to get a plushie of back whenever Kalos first came out, and just in general, like, I think they have one Tomy one or something like that, maybe one Banpresto. For the most part, Pumpkaboo was always that one Pokemon that was kind of harder out of the many Pokemon to get, at least ones that had plushies. Obviously, some of these got a first version plushies here for the Sitting Cutie line. However, I think that they did really cute. My only thing is that when you do that, he kind of looks up more than just looking straight, which I don't know if that's intended to be like how the games have it. I'm pretty sure if they just kind of brought the stitching down a little bit further down, it would have worked a little bit better. The pink looks very cute. You can see, of course, the little jack-o'-lantern eyes, the cute little eyes right here, and the little fangs are so freaking adorable stitched on there. I like this Pumpkaboo plushie. It isn't my favorite plush that I got from the Sitting Cuties line. However, I knew I just kind of had to get one. It's definitely my girlfriend's, I believe, favorite ghost type, or one of her favorite ghost types. So I'm happy to at least have one in my collection. She got one in her collection as well, which maybe I'll ask her if she wants to give her opinions on them, but probably not, because I know she's already at work while I'm filming this. However, I do think that this plushie is so freaking cute. They have this little piece stitched on right here. However, it's kind of scary looking because it looks like the stitching isn't the best on that part. And it kind of looks like you could just rip it off if you wanted to, which doesn't make the sturdy effect very, very good. Sturdy. Pokemon joke, I guess. But I do think that this plushie is super freaking cute for what we got for it. Again, I'm not going to rate them because, like I said before, rating them is probably not the best thing to do right now, especially with the huge price gouge. It is just crazy. Everything is doing that now. Pokemon, Disney Plus. I'm gonna turn this into a rant, but I'm gonna stop right here. But I do love how it looks. Everything on the back and the front. They're a lot more stitch stable, and you can see exactly if you do that, they don't really move as much. And for the most part, that part stays well. So I think the only part that I have an issue with is maybe just this little part kind of moving around. Honestly, I probably would have stitched this part to the ear just to keep it from moving like this, but also ADHD toy, I guess. You could also do that. But I think for the most part, a very simple plushie, however, super cute. I get to add it to my collection when it comes to the ghost type, so I'm excited about that. And then finally, my favorite one out of all these guys that we got. This is adorable. We have ourselves Phantump, and this Phantump is super cute. You all know that usually whenever I get plushies that I'm going to either bring out or do a lot of stuff with, I always tend to actually bring and take off the tag with them just so it doesn't get in the way. Same thing with Joltik, same with a few of my Oshawotts. I think my big Oshawott for the most part, just different ones like that. However, since he's so cute, I decided to remove his tag as well. I actually use his tag in a bookmark for the book that I'm reading currently. It's like a Halloween horror book, so that's pretty fun. However, the little felt on here, talking about the plushie, of course, the little felt hands are so freaking cute. And he looks like he's rubbing his belly. He ate too much soup. And he is just a really cute little addition of a sitting cutie. I know that this guy was very popular, and I was planning to hopefully get him as soon as I got any kind of my plushies, and I'm super happy that I did. I need to get Trevenant too, because I do like how Trevenant looks. However, the eyes are so freaking cute. He has the felt leaves, the big O head. Obviously, the big O head on the little body, it is not going to make for a very sittable plushie. So the sitting cutie will not sit. Unless you kind of lean it up against something, which maybe it will. But even then, you could, like, just standing it up, you could see one of its heads blobbing down on the side. I like it. I like it for the most part. It's a very cute plushie. The little black body, super simple, but also works really well. They stitched the whole body to the head, and the head seems to be, for the most part, one bigger piece. I just think that this Phantump plushie is a really good addition to my collection. I've been wanting Phantump for a while. I don't think they ever made any other plushies about him as well. If they did, let me know, because I might be wrong. I do have a history of being wrong, so honestly, I wouldn't doubt it if I was. However, I think that this Phantump plushie is so freaking cute, and definitely one of the top 10 in the Sitting Cuties line for plushie quality, and the Sitting Cuties, at least the Kalos version for sure. It has to be up there with what, Noivern, possibly Noibat, and just a few other ones. But I think that this was a perfect addition to my collection, especially during the month of October, which happy Halloween, everybody. Of course, gotta keep on saying that. We are officially here with the Halloween specials. But yeah, super cute addition to the collection. And that was only 3. However, we'll hopefully have some more stuff going on pretty soon. I'm going to try to do as much Halloween stuff as I can. So please, please, please stick with me. But I'm going to throw these guys on the side. We're going to figure out where we're going to put them for now in the Halloween area. And then we'll call it a day. For now, I think Phantump's going to be okay right there. We have Pangoro a little further down. And then right behind our Poochyena, we have our little pumpkin right there. So I don't know where they're going to be for the most part for the rest of the season. However, very subject to change. I think we should end the episode off. And then now we officially get to start Halloween season. We have the lights out, we have the spookier season time out, and I am super freaking excited for what we're going to have in store this month. I don't know exactly what I'm all going to be doing. I know I have a few ideas. So let's get these ears going right here. You can't really see them very well. But I am super excited, guys, and I hope you all stick with me for the month of October. We have so much stuff planned for this month, and I'm super excited. I love Halloween, if you guys cannot tell, so it's going to be fantastic to have a few Halloween specials this month. So I think that'll be it for me, guys. I hope to see you next time, and don't forget, everything spooky happens at night. All right, I'll see y'all later.